First of all, I'm very anti-fad diets because I think you go on a diet and then you come off it and you stuff your face. The reason I did... Because actually, bone broth is just ancient...
You're doing it, aren't you,
ancient
Nadia?
way of eating, right, where we used to boil our bones and there's a lot of goodness in it. So there's been a lot of stuff about the gut, hasn't there? It's everywhere we hear about the gut, the second brain. And I've got insomnia and anxiety and all these different things that I'm trying to heal naturally. So I have been doing the bone broth, but not as extreme as that. I'm having lots of vegetables, I'm having
So are
blueberries...
you doing it for health reasons? You're not doing it for losing weight?
I mean, I happen to lose 5 pounds, but I really wasn't doing it to lose weight.
This is the bit that bothers me. This is the bit that bothers me, because that's what you said when we first came in this morning. The first thing you said was, I've lost 5 pounds. Now, so in my mind, all disordered eating is masked eating disorders. And I think that it's a very dangerous road to remove any food groups from your diet because it ends up with you becoming narrower and narrower and narrower in what you eat. And if you're somebody like me who has an addictive personality, and I've done this, I was anorexic in my 20s because I was almost like in competition with myself not to eat. And it started with things like that. I started off being a vegetarian, and then I started cutting out food groups. So I'm allergic to this, and I can't do that, and I can't do this. So is the bone broth thing really about your gut and healthiness?
Yes.
Or is it about losing weight? Which one is it?
No, it really, really is. And I have been not being healthy, and I'm just resetting myself. I mean, I only did it for 4 days, and now I'm back to protein, vegetables. Just reset myself. Yeah. Too much rosé through the sun. I mean, I have had a history of disordered eating myself, and so I'm very wary about saying anything about this. But I think that I agree with you, and I agree with you that a lot of people can use these things, veganism, raw foods, all this stuff, as a way to disguise. Yeah. But for me, with this, it really isn't that. And I have no problem being honest about that, because I talk all the blooming time about it. But I wanted to do something about all these other things that are going on with me, and I feel so much better.
See, I have to be moderate about everything. So I have to eat the donut if I want to.
Oh, I do eat the donut if I want to.
Yeah, but my thing is that if I'm not moderate about it, then I will go. The balance will tip in the other way, and that's the same for my daughter, for both my children, really.
Do you worry about your because you've had an eating disorder yourself? Do you worry about your daughters?
Well, I do, but I try not to project my things onto my kids. You know, I try not to think just because I've done it, they're going to do it. But I do have to be very moderate in my family. I mean, my partner was always very worried about my eating and what I'm looking like, and obviously he's the one who sees me in the buff, so he can turn around and say it's getting too skinny.
Because you got so skinny, didn't you? Wearing sort of size kid 11,
age 11.
Age 11. Why can't I say those words in the right order? Aged 11 clothes, but you still thought that you were fat.
Well, before you have the therapy, it doesn't become about fat. It's about the emotion. What are you trying to swallow, or what are you trying not to swallow? What are you trying to do? And I think, again, we've come back to mental health, haven't we? You need to look at people's mental health and work out why they're doing this and the reasons behind it.
What do you think?
There's another dimension too, though, we've got to remember. I've got, 4 fabulous women sitting to the left and to the right of me. It's the way that society informs young girls that they should look a certain way, and all of it.
And boys.
But let's face it, that's true of boys, but there's a disproportionate focus on young women, that they should be thin and look a certain way.
But it is increasing in boys,
and
isn't it?
it's increasing in boys too. But the reality is, if you're happy inside, if you're intelligent, if you own yourself, then that's what matters, and we need to get infinitely better at instructing and informing young women that that's what's important.
My whole life, I thought if I got to a size 10, and I did, then everything that didn't feel fixed in would be fine. I got to a size 10. I really didn't like it. I actually think I look quite good. I'm a 12 to 14. I'm happy with that. And it's taken me a long road to get there.
But women all congratulate each other. Gosh, don't you look thin? As if that's that's the be-all and end-all.
And if it's a compliment.
We ran a poll, actually, asking, do you blame your mom for your own body hang-up? And nearly a third of people said yes, they blame their
Gosh, I'm
parents.
so glad that I haven't had daughters, because I'd really worry that maybe I would have projected all the problems I've ever had with... Because I wake up every single morning, I have done for about 30 years, every single morning thinking, I mustn't eat too much today. I really mustn't eat too much
It's
today.
so
What a
exhausting, isn't it?
stupid, weight to hang around your
It's,
neck at the beginning
well,
of every day.
Lynn, a comment here from Lynn says, my issues are definitely from my mum. She was always on a diet, didn't eat for days and would then eat everything. She told me I had her chunky arms and bunchy little legs.
Oh,
Even now, she tells me she wasn't as fat as me when she was my age, and it still gets to me now when I'm 56. You have to be so aware of what you're saying.
We did the body confidence story
Yes,
with
yeah.
loose women, loose men.
Yeah.
And, the stories that, we shared with each other really mattered to me. I put on a lot of weight in my 20s. And exactly as you were describing, the way things changed, I tried everything, hot yoga, the lot. It was all a disaster, put it that way.
Agony, that hot yoga.
No, I know. I tried to get in for pretzel. It didn't look pretty. But the point is that I ended up losing weight just in the standard way by changing my relationship with food.
Yes.
Trying
And
to
not
moderate...
using it to quieten yourself, to shut yourself
Right,
up.
or
the other
realising...
way round.
Exactly, and realising what exercise gifted me, which was that great serotonin hit.
Exactly.
And I thought, right, I don't have to do it every day, but if I can, put a little less in and a lot more out, that seems probably the most sensible way of doing things. All things in life, it seems to me, apart from one or two things, in moderation.
Yeah, but moderation isn't sexy, is it? It's not a sexy word.
I think we have to have just as much sympathy and worry for somebody that is obese as somebody that is anorexic.
Oh,
and I think we do tend to worry more about the anorexics. But whatever way, there's a mental health situation going on there.
Yeah,
Agreed.
definitely. Yeah.